One thing that baffles me is how full license holders often can be very complacent at junctions. I'm looking at some statistics, can never say that word. I'm looking at some statistics from 2019 that break down the amount of serious, slight and fatal injuries at different types of junctions. Now, if you think of junctions, you would think realistically that most accidents shouldn't happen where there is the highest risk. So roundabouts would be probably your first thought. Maybe slip road where there's faster volumes of traffic. But if we actually look at the stats, these are from 2019, but they're the ones I could find. The most accidents and incidents and serious and slight fatal injuries happen at T-junctions and staggered junctions, the most basic junction there is. Why is this? Surely that should actually be where there's the least amount of incidents. They are, of course, the most common junction, so we take that into consideration. But something happened on the lesson a minute ago that made me think about how we approach T-junctions when we've been driving for a number of years. So in the footage, we're approaching a junction, and I'll show you on Google Maps the view from the line if I can get it, because to the left you can see absolutely nothing. You've got a really good view to the right, but to the left you can see absolutely nothing. Now in the footage, I put my learner's window down, and that's so we can hear to the left, and we make sure there's a sufficient gap to our right before we will start to actually creep the car out to see it's clear to our left. That way we don't inconvenience people that are approaching on the major road to our right. This is a staggered junction because we're going to be taking the next road on the left as well. Now the van driver behind us, clearly a little bit impatient. They're not terrible here. Let this car pass as well, because what we have to do is maybe creep out. You can wait, thank you. One thing I hate is a rev of the engine showing that you'd like to get going. Okay, so at that point I very simply just put my hand up. Now you can take that one of two ways. It's either, oh sorry, we'll be out of your way in 2 minutes, or it's wait. And I'm actually saying wait. And I do this quite often when you can see you've got someone a little bit impatient behind us. It is trying to be polite and saying, look, we will be out of your way. Now, my learner still, we don't panic, we take our time and we emerge safely at this junction. Now, watch what the van driver does behind us. The sea to the left is clear as well. Lovely job. Thanks, mate. Excellent, well done, mate. In you go, lovely, nice and controlled. Well done, mate. Oh. And that's what he gets for rushing, isn't it? The van driver's got the same view as us, so they can't see anything to the left. And their mentality is very different to ours. As soon as it's clear to the right, I'm just going to launch the car out from the junction. I get a beep of the horn for my troubles, but that could have been much worse. That could have been one of these collisions that goes down on the road statistics forms. I don't understand the mentality when you can't see something as clear to making no effort to actually making sure it's clear. It isn't good enough to just go, oh, well, I couldn't see there. What more do you want from me? You could put the window down so you can actually hear the traffic coming. You could do what we did and creep out slowly to physically see that it's clear. And all these things would start to reduce these sort of statistics that go on our roads. The road statistics are out for this year, and it does make for grim reading. There's very little change in the amount of people that are being seriously injured, etc. on the roads. 1,607 people killed from June to June last year. And if you look at the statistics, they're not really changing. And technology is getting better. The cars were able to stop quicker. Admittedly, we're able to go quicker. But one of the massive causes of incidents is our attitudes and human error. 90% of incidents have been proved to be down to human error and our attitudes to the roads. So like the van driver behind us, yeah, nothing happened, they were okay, but it doesn't make it right. That van driver is part of the problem, not making sure it's clear. No attitude to actually make sure it's clear at all. So my channel's only small, but 0 road deaths is the aim. And my channel's not big enough. It probably will never be big enough to make that happen, but I have to feel like I'm trying because I'm very passionate about road safety. I'm here to challenge the attitudes. I did it with overtaking on the left, challenge people's attitudes about how you approach driving, how you approach advice in the highway code. I'm here to challenge the people that look at that video of the van driver and go, oh, that's not bad, he's just being dramatic. Here to challenge the people that feel that when you can't see anything, you just launch the car into a road. There'll be people that look at the statistics and go, well, 28,000 seriously injured, 1,607 killed. That's some of the best stats in the world. That's not too bad. You line up 1,607 people and you tell me if that's good enough. If you know one of those people, it's not good enough. 1,607 people killed. Think how many are affected by that. That lose their husband, that lose their wife, their son, their daughter. Shocking. 28,000 people nearly seriously injured. You line up 28,000 people and see if it's good enough. I don't think it is. I've said it before and I'll keep saying it until I see it happening on the roads more. I mean, my channel's not big enough to make this happen, but when you can't see, open a window. Yes, if you're hard of hearing, it's not going to work for you. I understand that, of course. And sometimes the wind is too strong and other factors. But when I get to a junction and I turn my fan down and I turn my radio off and I have the windows down, you can't half hear some traffic that you wouldn't see otherwise. We need to do better. We're doing well, but we need to do better. 1,600 deaths, not good enough. But let me know, do you see complacency a lot? Is that the reason that you think the majority of accidents or incidents, sorry, happen at T-junctions and staggered junctions, when realistically, in my opinion, they should almost never happen there? And it certainly should be happening less than faster flowing junctions.